Hello, everyone. It's been a pretty crazy couple of weeks in duels recently with this competitive world map. Very rural areas, a lot of places in the middle of nowhere. But I mean, nevertheless, I got promoted into Master 1 here. I won two out of the four games that I played yesterday. I'm sitting at an ELO of 950. I think it's one of the highest I've ever been at. Still looking to get demoted, though. So I'm going to hope to improve upon that today and maybe get back up here into the middle of the pack. Before I get into that, though, I want to just thank you all for the support and all of the comments and the really helpful tips that you're giving me in the comments section. I have a few that I want to highlight here. Give me a moment to switch over. So the first comment I wanted to highlight here was from Elegy, and please go ahead and pause it so you can read the full comment here, and let us know in the comments if there's any weight to this. I think we're all curious to know if this is a consistent meta with the architecture in Croatia, but anyway, the meta that I wanted to highlight was the vivid blue fire hydrants in Croatia. Believe it or not, I had no idea that this was a thing. It is on the Plonket. I did check on that. Somehow I just went all this time without knowing about that. So let's flip over to Google Maps. And here's a location that Elegy actually shot over to me on Discord. And let's take a look at it. And sure enough, we were in the northeast of Croatia and right here. Very big blue fire hydrant there, believe it or not. I'm looking around and you might not know where you are in the world if you see this. Just go Croatia. It's a good bet. And here's the second one that I wanted to highlight. Also on my last video from Jeffrey, also shared some interesting tips on the Kazakhstan trucks. I mean, there's a few in here that we could probably test, but one of them that I thought was particularly interesting was in the west of Kazakhstan. If you see a black line like a rope or something inside of the truck, you're probably in the west of Kazakhstan. So, out of my own curiosity, I went onto Google Maps and I checked this out. So let me flip back over to there. And just to illustrate the point, here I am on Google Maps over Kazakhstan. I'm going to just plop the pin over here on a random road in the west of Kazakhstan. And if we look down, looks like this probably is what he's talking about. This little black rope, if we could see that. Maybe I can drive up the road here a little bit and find, yeah. So I guess if you think you're in Kazakhstan, if you're looking around and you think you're in Kazakhstan based on the landscape in the truck, and you look down and you see this black-looking rope, at least according to Jeffrey, it's a high probability that you are in the western part of the country here, and it would probably be a good guess if we go there. So anyway, I really wanted to just highlight a few of those really good tips. I love metas like that. They're very easy to remember, very easily digestible. I mean, it's a huge game with a ton of information that we need to learn. Sometimes information like that could give you an edge in a duel. So thank you, everybody, for giving me these comments. I'm looking forward to learning some more. All right, now I think it's time to finally get into some of these duels. Let's see how these go today. Okay, got a good looking opponent here. Wait for good luck on a 3-game slide. This is definitely in Peru. I mean, right off the rip is Peru. I don't know if this is south or north. That's the problem with Peru at the moment for me at the moment. So I'm gonna just go kind of in this drier area, kind of more towards the center of the country. Can't read that sign here. Just gonna go ahead and place the pin. Let's see if it gets me through the round. The other player goes way south. Okay, it was pretty much max south. Nothing I can do there. I was just unprepared. Probably Japan, believe it or not. Oh, there's the Hokkaido arrow. This is the north of Japan. Let's go up here. See if the other player sees it as well. They do. Blow. Able to do some damage there. Okay, I'm thinking straight away this is Malaysia with all these oil palms. Please tell me this black is actually Malaysia. Can't tell if it's Borneo or the mainland. I'm going to hedge it here on the mainland, though. The other player goes further north. Okay, I was much closer. It was mainland. Going to do some more damage. concrete kind of road. Sun is in the south. Here's as though I'm in Europe. Not really sure where we see concrete roads in Europe. Kind of feel like I might be somewhere in this area, though. I'm just going to go and place a pin up here in the northeast of Croatia. The other person goes in Bulgaria, and actually ended up being the north of Romania. It's going to do some more damage to me here. Apparently in Brazil. I don't really have any meta here to use. I think it's 2-to-1 pole style. I think it might be somewhere in this area. I could be wrong, but I think this is going to be just a hedge of a guess. The other person goes further south. It was much further south. It's going to do some even more damage to me, so not off to the best start here, but we'll see what happens. Probably should be India. The player's fire sending India. I have no choice but to go kind of in the middle here. I don't see anything else I can use. The other person goes middle of India as well. It's further south. It's going to do more damage to me. Placing myself in Asia. Really don't know where. I am going to end up just dropping this pin in like Indonesia. This is a bad guess. I should not do this. The person goes in Thailand. Okay, it was Bangladesh. That's enough to knock me out of the game. All right. Oh well. I had no idea where I was there. Probably should have checked the sun a little bit, but hindsight's 2020. Going to drop me down a little bit. 929. So there's an unfortunate loss there. Not much I can do. I just got to get better, learn maybe some of the infrastructure things that I was lacking there. I'm guessing Bangladesh. So let's get into another game here. Okay, we got another player in the mid 800s. I'm going to wait for good luck. Trying to get warmed up. Right away, this looks like Canada. Canada, US. Black dollar there. Just trying to get something. Thinking this is US now. We got this north-south road, concrete road. Probably is in someplace in the Midwest. Gee, I don't know where. Middle of Missouri for now. I mean, it's kind of flat. Could be Minnesota for all I know. I really just don't know what to do here. The person goes in Wisconsin. Okay, that's actually in Manitoba. Interesting. I had a feeling it might have been Canada, but very difficult to place that one. Here we are again. This looks like the U.S. Southeast. Maybe. Blue car. I mean, I see this. Yeah, this probably should be the Southeast United States. I mean, with these things here. Maybe in the middle of it all. Southeast Alabama. Louisiana, maybe. Kind of swampy that way. I'm going to go for Louisiana here, see what happens. The other person goes in Florida. Okay, and it was actually much further south than Florida. Very good guess. Not doing too good. This should be Australia. Kind of looks like a Victorian pole top. See another, yeah, these kind of remind me of those pole tops out in Victoria. I'm going to slap the pin down here. The other person goes, I think, New South Wales, and it's like that perhaps was Victoria, so I'm able to do some damage here to the opponent. That reminds me of Italy. That reminds me of Italy. Should probably be Italy then. Yeah, I mean, everything is tracking for Italy. I just need to place this pin in the right spot. I'm going to go ahead and place it here. Don't think I'm alpine. I mean, these mountains don't look like it. The other person goes in the north of Italy. Okay, but it's much further south. That's going to do a nice chunk of damage to the opponent here. Perhaps German. That does not look German, though. I mean, I gotta go for it. I'm gonna go in the south of Germany. Understandably, I mean, this could be like Switzerland too. I think has like a similar bollard. Mountains to the north. Not entirely sure then. I'm just going to hedge it down here, see if this is an alright guess. The other person also goes in southern Germany, and it was actually further to the east. Region guess was good, though. You are potentially Mexico or U.S. I think U.S. See this white thing here. Is that Nevada? I'm going to go in the south of Nevada. I think we see that circle in Nevada. Let's see if that's actually correct. The person also goes in Nevada. Okay, neither of us were correct. It was actually New Mexico, but I was slightly closer somehow. Now we get this round, and I just got to ask, like, how do we know that this isn't like just Sweden or like Canada, for example? You know, I can't tell the difference between the two. The other players already placed their pin. I'm gonna go in Sweden. I've kind of seen some of this kind of blurry coverage in an environment like this before in Sweden, so that's all I really have to go on. The other player goes in Canada. It was actually in the UK. That's probably enough to knock the player out of the game. Very good game. You know, this map is kind of a wild card. This with all these very rural areas that we find ourselves in. I think it could be a pretty good equalizer of a map. Getting into these games where you get into some games, it's like it's anybody's opportunity to pull ahead. I think that's what happened there. So still trying to get up here into the middle of the pack and at least into 26th spot. Don't know what to think. I mean, these games can go either way, like I was saying. So I'm just going to hope that the odds are in my favor and I just place better guesses. I'm going to get into a third game here, though. Let's check this one out. Okay, we got another good-looking opponent here. Also on a one-game win streak, waving for good luck. We do need it on this map. Very blurry camera coverage, ambiguous positioning of the sun. Looks Latin American to me. Not sure where we see this blur. I'm gonna go ahead and place this in Ecuador. Actually, no, this is Panama. I think I should have switched that one. Yeah, Costa Rica. It's not too late. That was the truck that was blurred out. I kind of saw the bad camera and went Ecuador. Oh well. See if we can live on. Appears to be either Japanese. Could be Japanese. I mean, especially with this rock wall. It does not look Japanese, though. I mean, I think this might be like Taiwan or something, but I got to go Japan just because of this rock wall. I'm not sure I've ever seen this in Taiwan before. The other person goes in the middle of Japan. It was Japan. Doing some damage to me again. Long outside roads and the wooden... this should be Norway, I would think. Go here in Norway. I think the other player sees it as well. The other player goes in Norway. Oh, wow. South of France. Yeah, geez. How do you laugh? Number 2. Okay, thinking U.S. Not sure what that is. This kind of looks like sage. Like the north of New Mexico or something. Let's see if that's all right. The person goes in Washington State. It was actually the north of Oregon. And again, I mean, like, what can we do? I mean, some of these maps, like, it's unfortunate sometimes. This is Colombia. This is definitely Colombia. I'm going to go, like, kind of max north on this. The player goes in the south. I shouldn't have done that. Almost kicking me out of the game. This has got to be Mexico. Look in the Sierra Nevadas or something. Or is that here or is it here? I'm going to go ahead and place the pin. I think this is going to end up being Mexico. Can't tell if it's the mountain chain over here or there. The other player goes in the middle of Mexico, and okay, it was slightly more north. It's going to kick me out of the game. Oh, it doesn't. It keeps me locked in. Live to fight another day. Okay, I see this pole. Could be Bulgaria. That reminds me of Turkey. That, however, reminds me more of like Bulgaria, but that is probably Turkey then. I'm going to go kind of closer to Istanbul. The other person goes in the middle of the country. Am I closer? No, I was not. Good at game. Losing this one again. Falling further down. Not to worry, though. Still just a few wins away from getting back up here. So I'm on a tilt right now again, unfortunately. Wish I had that game back. That was a weird one. I'm going to do another one here. Okay, got another good-looking opponent. I'm going to wait for good luck. Probably is the UK. It's undoubtedly the UK, I would think. License plate. Place the pin here. The player goes in the middle. This is Northern Ireland. Doing a little bit of damage here. See an antenna sticking out of the car here. I wonder if that puts us... does it put us in North America, actually, or... This could be Scandinavian. I'm going to go in the middle here. It could be... I don't know. I actually don't know where this is. Again, is this like Scandinavia or Canada? The player goes in Finland. It was actually Latvia. Okay, so they were slightly closer on that Finland guess. Well, I'm in Europe, I think. These look like olive trees to me. Are those yellow reflectors? If those are yellow reflectors, then this is Spain. I mean, I could see that being Spain. At first, I was thinking Greece. Yeah, they kind of look yellow to me. I guess let's put it to the test. The other person goes in Greece, and it was Spain. Okay, I did see the yellow reflectors. That was a really, really good piece of meta right there. Doing a ton of damage to the opponent. Stubby antenna. Mountainous terrain, ambiguous position of the sun. See this being Peru or Ecuador. I'm going to go ahead and with the Ecuador idea. The other person goes in Bolivia. Okay, neither of us were correct. It was in Mexico. I'm able to do a tiny chunk of damage to the opponent with that. First, I was thinking Mexico, but that looks Brazilian. Could be a blue license plate. This is Brazilian. I got to figure out what city this is. I think Sao Paulo has the round poles. I'm going to go ahead and place the pin here. This is a Brazilian player I'm going against. I'm assuming they're going to have a nice guess here. The person goes in a similar area, and it was Sao Paulo. Able to do a nice chunk of damage here with the multiplier. This appears to be the United States. Kind of see a yellowish license plate there. I mean, a blue. Geez, it's a blue license plate. Could this be Illinois? Trying to get another clue, like maybe like a sports team or something. I can't tell what state I'm in. Not the same. I'm not out of like. I don't know. Let's just go with Illinois with the blue license plate. The other person goes in Tennessee and was actually in Canada. It was neither the United States, or not the United States, but anyway, it was Canada. Able to get a good chunk of damage to the opponent there. These like, trees, I kind of associate them more with like the Mediterranean. Black car here, though. Sun is in the south. Maybe the Adriatic area. I'm just going to hedge this in northeastern Croatia. Let's see what happens. It was Spain. Still not enough to knock this player out of the game. If I get merged, I get merged. These maps are extremely difficult to interpret, though. Right away, this looks like New Zealand. And the entire place can look like this. I'm just going to kind of go between the two islands here. I'm just going to place the pin here. I think we'll get through this round. Actually ended up being further north. Luckily, it knocks the player out of the game, though. Okay, cool. Okay, what does that do? Okay, this gets me back up to a 934. I came in, I started at a 950. Still winning just 50% of the games that I'm playing. I think I probably could have won that one earlier where I kind of realized it was Panama a little bit too late. But regardless, I mean, kind of like I was saying earlier, though, I mean, like this map that they have us playing on, this competitive world map, is just extraordinarily difficult. A lot of these things, I don't even know what to make of them. There's really nothing we can do just other than play a lot of games and hope that we could place the pin in a better spot than the opponent. But I mean, that's all I can really do in some of these. But anyway, I think the 4 games is enough for now. I'm going to shut it down now, and I'll be back tomorrow with more duels.